Hey guys, um, I miss you so bad. I know that Miss LeVar and Miss Pearson miss you guys too. I'm sitting here at my house in my dining room staring at the wall, and I know you guys are getting about as sick as this as all of us teachers are. Um, but this will pass. Um, and we are moving on to our next project, which is what we would be doing if we were in class. Some of the projects we have to modify a little bit due to supplies that you guys have at home, but this one will work out just nicely. So let's start with this picture. We would have asked you, how would you describe this picture to someone, and how do you know what it is? It doesn't have any color. We only see a drawing of it, but we know because of the shading here that this is some sort of a stick that's being shoved into this shape. We see a shape, and then we also see these little divots here, and that's because of the shading and the change of tone from the pencil that it's drawn. We can see that this looks like dripping. We can see that this is lighter and this is darker, so it's something three-dimensional. And we can obviously tell that it is some sort of popsicle. The way that we know that is because, not because of the color, because we have no color, but because of the value. And the value has created texture. The value created texture into the bumps of the popsicle. We see a shape, and the value has created form, and there's just all kinds of elements of art into that popsicle drawing. However, we are going to talk about the value. Value, as you guys know, is the lightness or darkness of tones or colors. White is the lightest value, black is the darkest, and value is everywhere. Everything has lights and darks. In drawing, value is used to create depth and dimension. These shapes look flat. They look like stickers. There is only height and width. But when you add value, you can make something look three-dimensional. You can add depth. Just so that you guys understand, you also can have value in color. Just to make sure, because a lot of people think of value as only black and white, but there is value in color. So you can see the lights and the darks of this blue to create a three-dimensional sphere. You have to have light to have value. If it's in the dark, you can't see anything. Even in the dimmest of light, you can see shape because of the highlights and the lowlights. The light shows the highlights and makes shadows, exposing the shape. And I want you guys to think of value being like a reporter, and it gives information of all the shapes and the shadows and where the light is, and the value tells the story of the shape. So here is a traditional picture of a sphere, and what you're looking at is a value scale. This is a 10-point value scale. There's 10 values between the white on the left here and the black on the right. There's 10 points. You can have a 5-point value scale, you can have a 7-point, a 10-point, whatever, but this is 10. And so this color here, you can see, is about right here. You could say this color here is kind of about right here. And this color here is, you could say, right here, where this very blackest part is in here in places. So all of this information in this 10-point value scale is making this sphere look incredibly three-dimensional. So look, if I were to draw an egg, here's a 5-point value scale. I definitely have drawn a three-dimensional egg. But here's the deal, it does not represent that value scale. I mean, where is the 5, right? I see really maybe 1, 3, and 4. Where's the 2 and the 5? But here's the deal, when you start adding more color, more value, your Any object you make is going to look more and more three-dimensional. Watch how this goes. Isn't that awesome? Look at how using these five values, you can create a more complete and three-dimensional shape. The egg to the right is the way we begun, and now we have ended up with this. Here's that value, that sphere again, and you can see how that value scale is very important to make something look three-dimensional, more value. All right, now here is a black and white photo of a rose, a cloud, and some rhinoceri. Scale 1 to 5, a 5-point value scale. Okay, now if we were to draw that, we would have something like this. So here's a drawing of those objects. Now, here's the question. What if I didn't have a pencil and I only had a pen? A pencil, you guys blend and smear, but a pen, you can't really do that. So what does the artist do? There's lots of techniques, and here's one of them. Stippling. Stippling is using tiny dots to create value. The closer the dots, the darker the tone. So you can see how this artist here has created value, highlights, mid-tones, and dark. Here's the shadow. Here's maybe the 5 to create a three-dimensional sphere. Here is a rose with stippling. Now, the next thing, another technique is hatching and cross-hatching. Hatching is when you have lines right here going in any kind of direction but just all together the same. Cross-hatching is when they crisscross. That's called cross-hatching. Hatching, the lines go in the same direction, and cross-hatching, they crisscross. So here is a sphere using hatching and cross-hatching. There's hatching here, there's cross-hatching down in here, and cross-hatching here to make those areas darker. And here's some clouds using hatching and cross-hatching. There's another technique called scrumbling, and scrumbling uses layers of small scribbled marks to build up value and texture. Varying the direction adds more interest than just simple circular scribbles. So here is a sphere using scrumbling. Less spread out scrumbling creates a highlight. Tighter scrumbling creates these darker shades. I couldn't find a picture of a rhinoceros, but I found an elephant. Here's an elephant using scrumbling. All right, now here's some techniques. Let's see if we can tell what they are. Here is, what is this? You should know. It's scrumbling. All right. Here's some pictures of, are you thinking? Oh, you know, hatching and cross-hatching. Here is stippling. Here's scrumbling. Here's another scrumbling in a little bit of a different way to create interest. And I am adding this picture. This is actually a picture I did for my sister, and I have used all the techniques in this picture of her old house. I use stippling, cross-hatching, hatching, scrumbling. Scrumbling is in the trees, hatching is in the driveway and the lawn. If you guys look very carefully, you can see everything. Anyway, this is what I love to do. I like to do pen and ink drawings is what they call it. All right, now this is what you guys are going to do. Attached to this assignment is a worksheet, and you are going to create a 6-point value scale with scrumbling, stippling, cross-hatching, and did I say it all? I don't know. But if you cannot print out the sheet, then you are being asked to make your own sheet. So the assignment will have an attachment that you can print out, but if you can't print something out because your printer isn't working or you don't have one at home, you are going to create the boxes on the assignment. To go to the assignment for what to fill out, and those boxes should be about 1 inch by 1 inch. And you are going to use a pen, or if you have a black Sharpie, that would be ideal because that's what we would be doing at home. But if you don't have that, then you are going to use a pen, and that is going to, you're going to turn in what you have by the end of 30 minutes today. And that's what you're going to turn that in for tomorrow, what you get done in 30 minutes. Just set your timer and just go ahead and turn that in. All right. Actually, I'm so sorry. Let's make that 20. Sorry about that. 20 minutes. Turn in what you have done for 20 minutes. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Have fun. Go to Google Classroom and follow the directions. Bye.